What is going on, New York Giants fans? D. Illa here. It's Monday. Free agency begins today. The legal tampering period has already taken place, and we've seen a lot of players already re-sign with teams or sign contracts with teams. Myles Garrett signed with Cleveland Browns on that big 4-year deal. Davante Adams took his talents to Los Angeles to go play for the Rams. There's players out there that they could add to this offensive line. There's a guy like Mekhi Becton out there, but I mean, when you remove him from a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, I could easily see him reverting back to his New York Jets days, constantly hurt. I don't think the Giants should go in that direction at all. There's some interior guys out there, but man, this team, it still needs a lot of building, especially through the draft. It's not a very good time for this team to be spending big time money, but we know with Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll in the position that they're in right now, I mean, most likely you're going to spend big money here. I'm going to talk about a couple guys that could be under the radar signings for this team, players that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. Michael Hoyt's a guy that I like. He's an outside edge rusher from the Los Angeles Rams. They played him inside at times, but you know that Los Angeles Rams defense is very light, so I mean, they can use a player that's 270 pounds inside at times, but I mean, a lot of the time he spent his time out there on the edge rushing the passer, but I think he's a good, solid player. Had one of his best seasons in 2023. He had 6 sacks. Marcus Mariota on a cost-effective deal. I mean, I think you could probably get him like around $6 or $7 million. Let him play the first half of the season and then bring in your rookie quarterback. Either that's Shedeur Sanders or it's Cam Ward. Me, myself, I wouldn't be opposed to Aaron Rodgers coming in here. I got a feeling Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll are going to make a strong push to go get Aaron Rodgers, especially considering all the effort they put into bringing in Matthew Stafford to this team. At the end of the day, I just wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers was a starting quarterback for this team heading into 2025. I don't want to see Russell on this team. I have no desire to see Russell on this team. I have expressed this for 2 years. I can't stand to watch Russell Wilson play. And I get that Russell Wilson got the Steelers to the playoffs last year, but you can't ignore the fact that the team was already 5-0 when he took over, helped by Justin Fields and that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. That Pittsburgh Steelers defense got Justin Fields 6 turnovers in his first 5 starts. So that defense really did work to get that team exactly where they were, because that team really wasn't scoring that many points outside of the Colts game. But if they can get Rodgers in here on a cheaper deal, I don't think his market is going to be that big, to be honest with you. A team like the Vikings could be in play there, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think the Vikings realistically are going to go with J.J. McCarthy and get the ball rolling on that situation. Another guy I'd like to talk about is Mack Hollins, formerly of the Buffalo Bills. 31 years old, older guy. But, I mean, he's a very good red zone target. I think he could add a lot to this team, especially in scoring situations. Josh Allen found him 5 times in the end zone last year. Now, Josh Allen is a quarterback that can extend plays and find wide receivers that are open when plays break down. But Mack Hollins was a heavily used red zone piece for that team, and I think the Giants could use him the same way in scoring situations. And I wanted to talk about DJ Reed really quick. Yes, cornerback 1, cornerback 2 is a definite need on this team, amongst other pieces in the secondary. But DJ Reed is going to be 29 years old in November. You know, he's probably going to get the biggest contract out of all the corners out there. When you talk about bringing a QB into this team in relation to a player that's 29 years old, I mean, it's going to take 2 to 3 years, most likely, for that quarterback to get his feet underneath him. So, DJ Reed is going to be what? 32, 33 years old? Do you expect a corner to still be playing at a high level at that age? I mean, I would be very cautious about giving a player like him a big-time deal like he's probably going to get this free agency. I would stay away from him. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people out there don't see it that way. Joe Schoen, Brian Daboll have to produce wins, so most likely they will make a strong push to go get him. Do I think it's a good idea for this team? No. And to be honest with you, spending big-time money on a secondary player right now, it just really doesn't sit well with me, man. I'm still extremely pissed off about this team letting Xavier McKinney go. You know, you had Xavier McKinney, a 24-year-old, great secondary piece, a building block to this secondary. You just let him walk out the door. He was a safety that had extremely good hands. You saw that last year in Green Bay. You saw that when he played for the Giants. He was a good tackler. And now this team is scrambling around trying to find answers in the secondary. That contract that everyone's so enthused about giving DJ Reed should have went to Xavier McKinney last year. And I said for the last 2 years on this channel, I would have rather had Xavier McKinney on this team over Dexter Lawrence all day long. And I am dead serious when I say this. This team cannot take building this defense seriously until they find a way to move Dexter Lawrence. He's got 2 years left on his contract. You got to find a way to move him, man. If you do not move him, he is going to be the next Xavier McKinney, the next Saquon Barkley. Just another great player that we let walk out the door, or his talent just completely went to waste. This team needs to find a way to move him, get draft capital, get money off the books, and then dictate exactly where they want to place their talent on their defense based on the money they have saved, and then do the same with their draft capital. Place it where they would like to place it. Don't just be hamstrung by a 4-year deal that's worth over $90 million and doesn't enable you to do anything else with your defense. That's why I talk about moving Dexter Lawrence all the time. It gives you more options outside of the defensive tackle position. And I get he's a great player, but you can find talent in these later rounds at the interior defensive spot. It's been proven for years, man. I keep on saying this over and over and over again. But that's pretty much it, man. I wanted to make this video fairly short, just give people some content out there. I'm looking forward to seeing how everything plays out. But I'm going to go on about my day. We'll see what happens. And you guys take care, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.